Hello, greetings good people. My name is Tim Eck and this is my first video that I'm making for YouTube. And I'm wanting to describe my awakening process for people so that they can know my journey, my travel back towards the light, and hopefully this will help other people during their transformation too. So first, just a little bit about myself. For those who don't know much about me, I was born and raised in Topeka, Kansas. Lived here my whole life. Get out every once in a while, take a good vacation. But I love it here. I feel a calling for me to stay here and help play my part to help humanity and Mother Earth all through this awakening process that we are all going through right now. Most of us are aware geopolitically that change is going on within the governments, within breakdown of corporations, of all kinds of things everywhere. This is just the beginning of a much more profound spiritual awakening that is going on within us all right now. My last name is Eck, and you can see on my hat here I have my website, eck-tech. My last name Eck is German for corner, which if you think of a corner, normally a corner is 90 degrees, and we all know in mathematics that right angles are at 90 degrees, and those produce dimensions. You have the x and y axis, and then the z axis, and so on and so on. So dimensions are created at angles. So I thought that was pretty cool. So at first I'm thinking eck means corner. It's like, that's not very cool. But the more and more I got into it, the more better I feel better about it. Also, I found out that eck means spirit in ancient Sanskrit, which is one of the oldest languages that we know of. It also means the totality of all awareness. It's actually found in very holy scriptures and stuff, one of the oldest literatures there is. Anyways, so that's what my website, that's what my products are about, is spirit tech, technology for your spirit that helps build your spirit. I've always been an inventor since I was a little kid. I was always tinkering with electronics and stuff like that, so I always knew that I'd be like an engineer and into an entrepreneur and have my own business. But little did I know it'd have to do with spirits and so to speak, that kind of technology. I always thought it'd be more electronics, but technically our body is the electromagnetic field around our body is the best technology there is, so we're really ahead of the game on this one, but I'm sure people will be catching up and really quick, and there already is. I'm getting lots and lots of orders. It's amazing, it really is. I feel blessed every day that more and more people are awakening to all the goodness that there actually is out in the world and starting to trust people. But back up a little bit. My actual awakening process happened spontaneously. It was almost 3 years ago now. It was August 29th, 2010. Regular weekend. I remember I went to see a local rap artist, Tech9, at a concert that Thursday. This was on a Saturday when I really noticed it. But just feeling good vibes and stuff like that. It was a great day, and I remember talking to God and throughout my prayers and whatnot, and just saying, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to do whatever you want me to do. Bring it upon me." And He did, and with shocked me more than I was expecting. I was what Christians might say, filled with the Holy Spirit. Or some people might say I had a Kundalini experience. Some might even say my frequency was elevated. At the time, I didn't know any of this. All I knew was this day, almost 3 years ago, I was just filled with unconditional love for everybody, and I mean everybody. When I really recognized this is when I was at Walmart, because most of the time, I don't know about you, but when I went to Walmart, I'm in and I'm out, and people get in my way, and I get irritated and everything else, and I just want to get in and get out as fast as I can. For some reason, this day when I went to Walmart on a Saturday, it was busy. I was like going out of my way to help people, and I'm normally a nice guy, but I mean, I was like, I could see what a person needed to make them just feel awesome, and I did it, kind of a thing. So maybe it is a dimensional thing, like I was in 5D or whatever. I don't know what it was. I haven't got all the answers yet, but I know I was at a higher vibration because everybody I looked at, I just knew, like this one lady, she was just staring at these bottles, and for some reason I said, "Can I grab one for you?" So normally I just grab my own and go beyond my way. I'm sitting here helping this lady and talking with her, found out she's from Chicago and everything else. That's not me. I normally don't do that. I remember checking out, and for some reason I seen the guy behind me only had like one item, and I had five. So I just was like, "Hey, bud, you want to go ahead of me?" And I did, and I could just feel it made his day just by doing that small act of kindness. Those are just little examples, but I mean, this continued on for like a month. Like, I was filled with this energy, this loving energy, this uncontrollable love. It is so hard to describe. That's why I'm sure, like right, religions say, filled with the Holy Spirit, or you're in another dimension, higher dimensions, higher vibration. You know, I only got like a few hours of sleep, and that was fine. That's all I needed. I just had this energy. I was alive. I wanted to do stuff. I could drink, I could smoke, and I could still, my vibration didn't seem lowered. I would still eat, and I was still just right there. Um, and before this, I've never experienced anything like this before. I mean, it was remarkable. But then I noticed after like a month's time, it just started to somewhat decrease, and back to good old normal Tim, so to speak. But I wasn't, because my eyes have been opened. I knew there was more out there. I knew there was more to life than what we continually experience on a day-to-day basis. Um, and shortly after this, I'm always inventing. I'm always looking in new ideas and technology and stuff. And around this time was when I was studying Tesla, which is another story. Hopefully, I'll get to in this video. If not, maybe the next one. I started studying Tesla and learning about him, and I was led to orgonite with William Reich. And the way to make orgone is to have layers of inorganic and organic materials, and that helps accumulate this orgone energy, this chi energy. So naturally, I'm looking for the smallest size of like metals and stuff like that to make the most layers. So so I can make the strongest orgonite I can. So I'm looking for nano gold, nano silver, nano copper, so I can make this best orgonite there is. And then I ran into Ormus and Ormus minerals, and they sounded too good to be true. Monatomic gold was apparently what the Egyptians sought after, called Mufkazit. Mufkazit? I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. Also known as mana and all this other stuff that says it's the room temperature semiconductor. It sounded too good to be true, so I had to buy some, and I had to find out for myself that it wasn't, but it was. And when I tried monatomic gold for the first time, it was like taking the limitless pills. The best way to describe it, like taking the Matrix pill, or Alice in Wonderland before she takes her little trip. It doesn't. It just like highlights. It elevates you. It wakes you up, so to speak. I'm sure it opens your pineal gland or pituitary, or not sure what it does exactly. Science is still trying to figure it out. From the research I found, it's all over the world. Governments are trying to figure this stuff out so they can tell you exactly what it is. But, and that's why nobody knows about it yet. One reason. This stuff, it reminded me, and it felt like I was moving back towards this heightened awareness, this filled with the Holy Spirit again, this heightened frequency. And so I knew this Ormus, there's something to it. So I definitely just dove right into the whole Ormus community, and I felt this just great vibe with it from the people I was buying with. They seem, these alchemists, they seem just like me. They would give me free extra stuff. They would send me love and everything else. Hope I enjoyed it. And I did every time. So, being an inventor, being an entrepreneur and an engineer, somebody likes to make his own, do his own, I got into it myself and started collecting my own Ormus and making my own, moving towards colloidal gold and using electricity. I found out, you can just use electricity to make colloidal silver. And that was real easy, and that's one way of making this stuff, is using electricity. There's many other methods of turning gold into monatomic gold. There's a wet method, an acid wash method. I like electricity. I've always been an electronic kind of guy, always in electricity, that kind of stuff, so it's just right up my alley. It seems easier just for me to shoot some electricity through this gold, break it up that way. It works. It's amazing stuff. There's just so much research, so much to this stuff that I just can only suggest doing your own research. I can point you in any direction. I can give you websites and stuff. I'd be more than happy to. If you'd like to ask below, I'll give you plenty of websites to look at. There's so much information out there. You just gotta go and find it yourself. Or I can, of course. But so this has also been just helping with my awakening process, knowing that it was, there's something else out there that can help raise your frequency back to where I was at. So I went to this Ormus convention 2 years ago. I believe it was 2 years ago, in Kenosha, Georgia, and met a lot of people just like me. It was awesome. It was the best vacation I've had. It was up in the mountains, up in this little retreat. Just listened to people who have been in this field. Some of them just months, like I have been, and some of them for years. For instance, Dennis of Oz from Australia. He's got his own website, been doing this for years now, and he knows so much about it. Vernon Roth. I got to meet all these awesome, amazing people who are right up my alley, just engineers and entrepreneurs into this fringe science and stuff that modern political science, what I like to call it, isn't accepting yet, because they're not ready to tell you it all yet. They haven't got it all figured out yet. And science has got that ego to where they don't want to tell you if they don't know it all yet. But we know that this is amazing stuff for you, and there's no side effects, and except for losing an ego, maybe. That's a joke. But that Ormus convention at Kenosha broadened my horizon, let me know and feel that, I'm not alone here. There are so many other people out in the world doing the exact same thing. They've been in, similar experiences that I have, and it's just an amazing feeling. And I've just felt like liftoff since then for this awakening process. I've been, I'm sure you've noticed on Facebook, post a lot more things just describing my path, what you wouldn't probably see in the mainstream and stuff like that. I've always been an introvert, so for me to even talk to people, having all these ideas and stuff like I've had my whole life, I don't. I'm an introverted person. It's hard for me to talk. For me to do a video like this I never would see myself doing that, but taking these minerals, it balances you out, and it makes you, more complete. It makes you feel more complete. You already are complete, but you wake up to other sides of you. Where was I going with that?